Hey everyone, it's Elise. Welcome back to the channel. And this month I had to pay my car insurance $250 to make sure that I'm not riding dirty in these South Florida streets. And I was so frustrated that I decided that number one, I was going to come to talk to y'all about it. And number two, I was going to look at like my history and payments of all the contracts that I've had since I've had this car, almost 10 years now, and like see the drastic change that I know and feel that has happened. Because it's frustrating. $250 is a lot of money, and you'll understand more that it's a drastic jump from what I was paying in January. So when I looked it up, I could only go so far in my bank statements. So I had to go to my insurance's app and I got a little bit more information, but I was not able to go all the way back to when I first got it with them because I guess it was too far. So February 2024, I paid $245. 6 months ago in August 2023, I paid $200. So right there, it's I'm gonna round up to $50. I can tell you right now, I cannot afford every 6 months this thing going $50 because that's gonna be $300, then $350, $400, then $450, so forth. That's ridiculous. February 2023, I paid $190. August 2022, I paid $185. February 2022, I paid $167. So the exception is this last one, but every other time it was increasing more or less $15, $10, or $5. Some people would say that I should be happy that it was like that and because it wasn't that much of an increase. But up until like, I would say 2018 and before, it used to be guaranteed that your insurance would do the opposite and go down by $10 every 6 months because it's a depreciating asset. And I used to be excited as an adult with a car, a young adult with a car. I knew that I was gonna have an extra $10 a month because my car was depreciating, right? And the insurance company could not tell me anything because I could always argue, no, it's depreciating. Unfortunately, I can't do that anymore, is what I'm learning. And it's giving me reasons to pause because, again, I don't know how tenable this is. But ever since then, they done lost their mind and they think that I am going to be able to afford $35, $45, $50 increase every 6 months. And I'm here to tell these people I cannot. So it got to me to thinking about, like, what is possible or like, what am I going to be able to do? And the number one thing I thought about it is this tenable for me? Am I eventually going to be poised with having $500 a month cost for car insurance? And the answer is no. And I'm just praying that in August, they don't shoot me with a $50 increase. I really hope it's only $10. But it's sad that I have to only hope that. Really drastic decisions are going to have to be made if it keeps going at this rate. We're going to see. And I say that because I know I'm at a disadvantage because I live in Florida, and Florida on average, when I was doing my research, we pay $1,000 more per year for car insurance. And when I did the math of $250 times 12, it's $3,000 a year. That's a lot of money. The reason that they will give you is climate change, and we live in Florida, so I'm very used to having the hurricane life. And I will note that there are, in addition to hurricanes, we have flash flooding like crazy that we didn't have 20 years ago. That is something new because climate change is real. No, I know some people don't believe it, but it's real. Live in South Florida, you will see it because there'll be days where you're afraid water's going to come into your house. The other thing is people who are driving uninsured, riding dirty. And I believe them people are doing because I am so tempted to ride dirty as well. I would never do that because I like rules. I like the purpose of insurance mitigating your problems. And you could hurt somebody. Vehicles are dangerous and they can kill people. But people are making the decision now to do it. And I can understand why, because if you only have so much money from the job that you have to put food on your table or pay your car insurance, you're going to put food on your table. As well as when you just get mad at the system because you feel like you're being taken advantage of, you just might spend that on fun stuff. Is it irresponsible? 100%. But there comes a time when you're tired of being responsible and making all the right decisions and you still get expletive. Insert expletive here. There's a frustration, and I'm not going to do the right thing. I'm going to do the thing that makes me feel good, and I'm going to do the thing that gives me some relief and some enjoyment and some entertainment in the fact that I go to work every day and I still can't pay my bills. Another reason that they love to tell you is that we have more accidents, and the cost of these accidents are increasing. I can believe that because remember in 2020, there weren't even parts. People used to wait months to get their cars fixed, which was different from in the past. Now those parts are coming because the trail of goods is easier to come by, but I don't think the problem is back to what it was pre-Panini, and we are paying for those costs. Regardless, all these
reason suck, and I still don't know how tenable it is for me to have to pay $250 a month, $300 a month, $350 a month, $450 a month. I don't know how tenable it is for me. So then that led me to thinking like, can I make it in life without a car? And it's sad that I even thought about that. But I do live in a metropolitan city, so I was like, can I do it? I will say Miami has a good public transit system for the part that I live in, but it's not the same everywhere. The newer parts, they're struggling. I know they're working on getting it better, but it's not where it needs to be. And even though I could maneuver getting around, I have to think about quality of life, and I put into thought, like, can I get to work? Can I grow my business? And can I have social fun without having a car and the price being similar? I don't think I can. And that made me sad. I would be able to do it if I could, but fun would be out the door. I would not be able to do fun social things because it's expensive. Ubers are expensive. Ubers are not $15, $20. And I don't even know what a taxi is because I refuse to go in a taxi. But that's funny how you say you refuse things, but you gotta be careful with saying you refuse because life will humble you, and you could very possibly be in a situation where you're not gonna refuse any longer. But of all the things that I have thought, I've come to the conclusion that I can't thrive. I could survive, but I can't thrive. And in my life, I'm trying to thrive. And unfortunately, I still need a car. But I'm gonna be honest, I do not know how long this is going to be able to continue without there being some drastic rebellion from consumers, because y'all can't charge us this and think we're gonna pay it. Some bad things are going to happen. I'm not gonna go uninsured, but I can see a lot of people doing it, and that's gonna cause a lot of safety issues, which we don't need any more safety issues in Florida, point blank period. This also makes me think really quickly about last month when I had to put a lot of money into my car. I did get a few comments about that may not have been the best idea. What I could have done with that money, because it was significant, $4,500, I could use it as a down payment on a new car. And people who said that had good intentions, and they're not wrong. But when you think of the long run, I could have got a new car, but a payment now to get a comparable car that I have right now would be at least $400 a month. On top of that, I wouldn't be paying $250 for insurance because it's not a used car or it's not an older car. I'd be paying a good $350, $375. So $375 plus $400, that's $775, and that's almost $800 a month versus me paying $200 at the time the car got messed up. Now $250, $250, $775, $250, $800. I hope y'all see that. I still have to bet on my old car, but even then, $500 for an old car, I do not know if I could do that. And if it gets to that point, I might be coming with an update of telling y'all like I'm gonna go on an adventure because it's untenable. So what do y'all think? Am I tripping, or are you feeling the crunch too with your insurance? Do you think that it's going to be able to stay this way long, or something drastic is going to happen? Please drop down in the comment. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you like my content, please think about subscribing. Appreciate it. I want you to come back to the community and talk. And also, if you know somebody that this would help, please send it to them so maybe they can get in on the conversation as well. Until next time, see y'all later.